Hey guys, this is Hell Hades on the test server, doing another Raid Shadow Legends video. What we're doing today, we're going to be checking out Lady MIKAGE in the clan boss. So I feel like for a lot of people that are able to fuse this mythical champion super early on, you're going to get yourself an absolute clan boss god who's going to pump your damage up to the next level. I'm going to show you a comp here, which is based on the comp I used to produce my best ever epic clan boss team, which I used for the competition we did with like Deadwood and stuff. So basically I'm going to utilize the same team but bring MIKAGE into the squad for the extension of buffs. So we're going to go through the squad, talk you through how it's going to work and why it's such a good team. I feel like anyone who can pick her up, honestly, mid game through to late game, is still going to get good use out of this hero. And yeah, I guess the super end game players will then utilize her in different areas like hard finite and stuff. But for the average player, like, you know, I've already shown her in Hydra briefly in my first video, and that was pretty solid. But I think this is going to be where it starts to rock your world. So let's talk about the squad. I guess I'll just show you the calculator first for those who understand the calculator. The idea here is we bring in particular buffs to extend, okay? And if you can bring in somebody who does increased speed like Lydia or Claude, Claude who we're going to use here, then actually what you do is you get your increased speed, and then instead of Anchorite, it's actually Lady MIKAGE here who's going to be doing the buff extension. So she will extend the increased speed and make sure that it doesn't drop off of your team. The fact that she's got that extension on a 3-turn cooldown is really important. If you don't have her, by the way, you can sub other champions in to do this job. Originally, I used Anchorite. There's a whole bunch of them do it on a 3-turn nowadays. But yeah, she's going to be better because she's also bringing you a lot of damage. And she's going to bring this team way more consistency, which is cool as well. The other people we've got in here are Fane for debuffs and damage. I've got Morag for more damage. So that's another ally attack champion. MIKAGE is also an ally attack champion. And then we've got Taragi as the ally protection champion, who's also bringing us some shieldage and some decreased attack. The speeds are important to get to this 2-for-1 speed tune. So this is a faster comp. You can go on a 1-for-1, and Lady MIKAGE will make that worthwhile with someone like a Claude or someone else who's bringing a ally protect. But you start to really ramp up your damage if you go on a 2-for-1 speed. So you can see here what happens is for every turn the clan boss takes, all of my team hit the clan boss 2 times. Yeah, and I've got all of the speeds down the left-hand side. I'll go through everyone's builds individually and show you what's going on. So I guess let's start with Claude. Claude or Lydia really do this role fairly uniquely. I don't know if there's maybe there's a couple more nowadays. Maybe Elva does the same job. But what Claude's doing is he's bringing increased speed, but without a turn meter boost. So you're just getting a flat increased speed boost. You're also getting increased accuracy from him as well. Claude, by the way, super underrated. Yeah, he's bringing a decreased crit rate on his A1. You know what that means? You will never be crit in Clan Boss. For a team that can die, a killable team, yeah, when we're not talking about the unkillable stuff, this debuff's actually really, really clutch to make you last longer and longer into the fight. He's also bringing some shieldage, which we're going to make use of as well. And then he's got a heal if we need it when we start to take some damage a bit later on. In terms of masteries, I do have him with Steadfast. I do not want him to be stunned by the clan boss because it would break my speed tune. So Steadfast is a really good way to do that. So yeah, I've got him in Guardian and Defiant gear. So the idea here is 268 speed. He's got good health pool, good defense. The Guardian means that he's going to soak up some damage from the rest of my team. And Defiant means that he's going to take less damage himself. Okay, the Guardian also, by the way, super underrated. It also gives you a heal. So, you know, for any kind of long-lasting clan boss teams, Guardian gear is like absolutely top tier. Okay, let's look at Taragi next. Taragi, so Taragi's in Stalwart gear. I've got him with some perception on, not super needed, but 271. He's the fastest of this speed tune. High health for your ally protector. High health, and then he's got a good amount of defense. You want to keep your crit damage low on your ally protector. He's got enough accuracy to land his debuffs because his A1's actually really important here. The decreased attack, definitely need that for someone in your team. If you're not using Taragi, then find someone else that does decrease attack. The reason why Taragi with Lady MIKAGE is so good, because he is your Shadowkin that's going to keep coming in with his A1s. And the fact that he's coming in with his A1s means that you're going to get that decreased attack on there way more consistently than before. Probably to the point that I could even run him in defense tree and do well. So let's check out, I guess, the Lady MIKAGE's build as well. So again, masteries here. I haven't changed my masteries from my previous video, but War Master and kind of just support masteries. You could go with defense masteries as well. Probably will possibly even better. She doesn't do a ton of damage, right? So I've gone Guardian Gear and Immortal. Again, just keeping her alive, but also keeping the rest of the team alive. Let the damage dealers do their job. She's at 234 speed, and she's going to be bringing a Shadowkin in with a random attack on an A1, so we get more hits, more War Master procs. She's going to be bringing the ally attack plus buffs on the A3, so we get more damage away. And then on the A2, she's got that kind of buff extension ability, which is super good in this style of team. A passive here will actually, at the start of this champion's turn, removes all debuffs from the ally with the highest attack. I guess if I was big braining it, I wonder if I could make that somehow tick in and remove the stun at the right time. Let me just check the speed tune. She's going to be going third. So if I could make Morag the stun target. No, Morag's not going to have high attack. There's definitely some big brain stuff that could be done here. I tell you what, if I was rebuilding it, I could change the Fane and the Lady MIKAGE's position and make Lady MIKAGE remove the stun before the stun goes off. Maybe we just do that. Let me see. So if she was 234, 209, switch their positions over. Lady MIKAGE now would go before. Okay, I actually made a couple of tweaks. Although, as I'm thinking it through, there's some upsides and downsides to this tweak. So, firstly, I've moved Morag and Fane in terms of their position around. So, if we can get Fane to be the stun target, then Fane will take a stun and Lady MIKAGE will actually remove the stun before Fane has his turn. So, you get more attacks in. But to do that, it means that you need your stun target to have high defense and lower HP. And Fane obviously is not a good target for a high defense hero. Morag was the good target for high defense. So there's definite counter synergies in this kind of like highest attack. It would be your best stun target, but also you need that person to have high defense as well. So yeah, there's some kind of like counter synergies there. And it does mean now that my build for Fane is less effective for damage. But we're going to try it out anyway and see if this actually works, see how well it works. But we've now got a higher defense on Fane, and the speed has changed now for Morag. And my Morag, I flipped into much slower, 195. So we kind of switched positions. Morag's now my primary DPS, in effect. Pretty much all of them have got the same mastery setup here. Fane, I want to be my stun target, so we don't take Steadfast there. I'd have put Steadfast on Claude, because I absolutely do not want Claude to be a stun target. Doesn't matter if the stun lands on Fane or Morag in terms of the speed tune like working. You can't have the stun land on Claude. You can't have the stun land on what's his name, Taragi, and MIKAGE either. Like none of those are going to work if you want this speed tune to work. Just thinking about stun targeting, as I've been saying it there, I'm actually going to put Steadfast on Lady MIKAGE as well. So I've changed her masteries a bit. We definitely don't want Rapid Response or Arcane Celerity. We don't want any Turn Meter Boost. We don't want Cycle of Magic either, because we definitely don't want for her cooldown of her A2 to go out of sync. So for another reason, you wouldn't put her in something like Reflex Gear. And this Refresh accessory I've got sitting right here, just spotted it, has got to go as well. Like we can't have any funny old resets of abilities. I'm leaving this in the video because these are the sort of mistakes that people make. And then they come to like the comment section and say, I copied it exactly, but it's not working. This will be the type of thing why it does not work. So all we're going to do here is look for something basically the same speed. Can't take from him. Can I find something around the same speed? Let me just check on my sheet. If I go too slower, to change anything? No, that's good. So I can steal that one there. So in terms of setup then, I can actually, now that I've put Steadfast on MIKAGE, I can put her as the lead. And then I'm going to order it in a way that is like the people that I want to be stunned the most go towards the top of the order. That's the way we're going to do it. So bam, bam, and then bam, Where are you, Clod? Oh, that's not Clod. Where is he? There he is. Okay. And then in terms of what we need to do, so Clod is going to open with his A3. He's actually going to prioritize his A3 and then his A2. Lady MIKAGE is going to delay this one turn. So we're going to open for first, let's see what's that, 4-turn cooldown. So we're going to open with this. We're going to say first choice for Silken Snare and then second choice for the ally attack. Next one down my list here is Taragi. Taragi, we just don't want him to use his A2. There's no point. We can't provoke. And we want to use the A1 as often as possible. But we're going to open with the A1 and have 1-turn cooldown on this. Feign is just fine as is. I guess we can choose what we want to do. So we might as well open with the drop defense and weaken. And then get a decreased attack out there. And last but not least, Morag is just fine as Morag is. So what do we want to use on Morag first? A3. I think Morag should prioritize A3 first. Actually, no, saying that, what I want to do with Morag, I actually want to do a 3-turn delay. Do I? No, I just want to prioritize A2. So A2 priority and then A3. Okay, so this should be full auto from the start and good to go. The only affinity that this will get messed up on would be Spirit. You'd need someone in your squad who is going to remove the decreased speed. But this should be good to go from the start. It's going to take until turn 3, turn count up here, until we actually like sink in. So at turn 3, what I'll do is I'll slow it to 1x speed and just make sure that everything's kind of like in the mix. See that buff increase going off nicely there. We've got all of our debuffs up. So after the first stun is where I'll slow it down and just make sure that everybody's getting 2 attacks. First stun should come now. Because hopefully this goes on Feign. And it has. And so we should now get 2 attacks in from everybody. Feign gets her stun removed. So that worked. There's Taragi's one. Then we're on to attack 2, attack 2. Attack 2. Attack 2. And then Taragi ends it. But we're getting a nice amount of ally attacks going as well, which is beautiful. And then we are good to go. So this now should run absolutely perfectly right through until we die. We've got shield coverage for all of the AoEs. We've got strengthened coverage for just about everybody on everything apart from a couple of champions for the first AoE hit. And we've got ally protection for all of the AoE hits as well. Plus, we get a whole bunch of these extra attacks in from Morag and Lady MIKAGE. So, all in all, I feel like this should be a big old team. Especially if I'd put them in my best gear. I think this could do some silly numbers. But I guess we'll let it play through, see what sort of numbers we're going to hit. Comment below how much you think it will do. And what do you think of the squad? Okay, I'll let this play. Well, so far the speed tune has been working absolutely flawlessly. We just hit 1 key in under the 50-turn limit. All epics plus MIKAGE. And honestly, no one here, I guess with the exception of Morag, is built to do full damage. Even the Feign's not built to do full damage. But I'm loving the fact that we're keeping that 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 stun off. Like, I'm loving that passive. I hadn't even thought of that when I first thought about MIKAGE for Clan Boss, honestly. So that's a really cool additional benefit we're getting from this team. And, I mean, it's just flawless. Like, it's really cool. I'll let it run through till the end, but just really, really enjoying the team. And I think the options with MIKAGE, even outside of doing like a really kind of massive key and stuff like that, just running her in your teams is going to up your damage, providing you bring in kind of like a good amount of buffs to extend and that type of stuff. So we'll let it play out. But yeah, super cool team. Really, absolutely like pulverizing the Clan Boss here. I do think as well, in hindsight, if I had kept Morag as the stun target and obviously not utilized the ability to remove the stun, I think we would have done firstly more damage and we would have stayed alive for longer. But still, over 80 million, Epics and MIKAGE in good gear but not insane gear. I think that's going to be cool, especially when people like scale it back to their own gear. It's at least a 2 key for even like the average player. And in terms of damage mix here, MIKAGE 10 mil, Fane 25, Morag 22, Taragi with a cool 16, and then Clod's just in there ready to make the speed tune work at 6.7 million. So there you go. Lady MIKAGE, absolutely brilliant fusion champion, permanent fusion. If you can get hold of her, she will absolutely like boost you in a number of areas of the game. But if you're struggling with Clan Boss, I think she's going to be brilliant for people trying to progress. There you go, guys. Up in hell, Hades. I'll see you later.